Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brianna and I'm a 3rd grade teacher in North Carolina. And I just realized I didn't bring my keys in today. I feel like I could never get here early enough. It's 6:40. It's Tuesday since yesterday was Labor Day, so that's nice. I did get, you know, that extra day off, which was beautiful because I took a long nap on Sunday and then I worked on a lot of stuff yesterday. I just feel like there's so many little things at the beginning of the year. Like I was working on my centers, rotations, slides, and trying to make those better, and just a bunch of different little beginning of the year things that of course are always extra and don't actually matter, but I wanted to get them done anyway. So I'm going through my bucket right now and seeing what I need to do. I printed with my therapist yesterday. We talked about how I need to make a priority list and then if I have time list. That way I can help organize my thoughts because I overwhelm myself. I printed out a little peanut butter and jelly because we're teaching subject and predicate. I feel like that is something that, honestly, I've never taught it and I feel like I need to. If you were there for my Instagram live, I talked about word study and I made this, and let me show you what I'm going to do with it. So I'm hoping this works how I want it to, but I bought these pencil pouches and I don't know how many I have left, but I will go pick up some more if need be. I bought these my first year in 3rd because I wanted to use them for word study. So I'm going to put this little card in the front pocket, but this little card is just telling them what sort they need to do. So this will stay the same every week. So Monday, new pattern, teacher sort. Tuesday is a partner sort, so they can check each other. Wednesday is a blind sort where they read their words or their partner reads their words and they have to write them down in their notebook, which is what it says. Thursday, it says choose 5 words and write complete sentences. And then at the bottom, I have choice board when you are finished. Now, I did not edit my choice board. I do have one, and probably by the time this video is up, it will be edited. Oh my gosh, it fits perfect. But I'll link my choice board down below, and there's also a ton on Teachers Pay Teachers. The directions can sit in the front like that, and then they can store their words instead of using a Ziploc bag and that like being crumbled and stuff. They can store their words in here. So this weekend I printed their words on cardstock because I got a ton of donations, and they're going to stay much better than little slips of paper. We're doing short A and long A because majority of my students were in long vowels and other vowels, so I'm just dropping my other vowel kiddos down. Literally only had one kid who was any higher than that. I can't believe I can put all my kids on the same spelling pattern. That is life-changing. That's word study. No idea when I'm introducing it today. Today's going to be a very interesting day. But I'm gonna go through my stack here of all my stuff and just get organized for the day. I made another new seating chart because I'm now down to 14 kids. So, yeah. I'm gonna drink my coffee and wake up a little bit. But I'm like, it's already time for them to come. Okay, well, just kidding. I have like an hour, a little less than an hour, but it doesn't feel like enough time ever. Okay. Let's go. I just need to make note. I have exactly 14 of these. Like, come on, that is crazy. And today is Monday morning. We are in week 5 of school, and I have lots to do, as always. So let me show you something I did this weekend. I have a giant plus sign and a giant subtraction sign. I will link this product down below. It's the first one that comes up if you search Operation Keyword Posters. So I want to put them back there. I might just put them both on my math board for now because addition and subtraction word problems are our focus. So, I mean, like, we're doing bar graphs and picture graphs right now, and then we're moving into two-step problems. These are very important. So I think I'm gonna hang them there. I made a couple of other anchor charts or updated them, so I have to hang them around the room and make a few copies for today, and it's 6:53, so not a lot of time, of course. This is what it ended up looking like. I know it is massive. Eventually I plan to move it off of that board, and I do really hate that I have nothing right there. I might put something about rounding right there. I don't know. It's just the way it fit. It's fine. It gets the point across, right? But I finally put up a writing anchor chart. So loving this. I love when my boards are just filled with information. We've been talking a lot about subject and predicates because we wanted to go back with these kids and really make sure they understand what makes up a sentence. So did that cute anchor chart. And then I made a story elements anchor chart this weekend. I just printed the pictures that are on it, obviously, just to fill in the puzzle pieces. But I like that we've incorporated theme this year. We used the vocabulary song, the story elements song, or I mean, I played it for the kids and it mentioned theme, and there was a lot of anchor charts that mentioned theme, and we changed problem and solution to conflict and resolution so that we're giving them stronger vocabulary. Really love that. Keeping up this anchor chart though, because we're about to have our first test and it's centered around that. Over here on top of what used to be here, oh, real reading versus fake reading, because I think we've figured that out by now. I put our poetry reading strategies, which we are going to refer to later this week. So I colored that this weekend. I'm gonna keep up fiction versus nonfiction. So this is kind of just my extra anchor chart space for now, which I think is perfectly fine. And I'm loving the way this is looking. We are done with our pyramid of success. So this is the Inch and Miles Journey to Success book that I've mentioned before. I'll put the link to this resource and the book down below, but this was an amazing way to introduce all of these like character building good skills for these kids to understand. We read a page a day and we added a brick and built our pyramid. So love that. Kind of wish it wasn't gray, but there aren't that many resources out there. I could have made my own, but I did it on a whim. So I used this one and the kids loved it. So I got to spray that yesterday. I actually have to spray a couple of things with my matte clear coat spray to get rid of the glare. So I'm going to respray that before I leave today. My kids asked if I could spray the schedule. And then I'm also going to spray the addition and subtraction and my number talks poster, I guess. So I'm gonna do that before I leave. Today was an awesome day. We were literally go, 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 go. Like, tell me how you guys, granted, I did take up a lot of time doing word study, and I'm doing word study whole group right now because all of my kids happen to be at the same level. So we just manipulated the words today. So we wrote like paid, and then I said, okay, change it to laid and change that to paint. And we just manipulated the letters, made, you know what I mean? When they just have to change the letter in the front of the word. And I just had them write it on their whiteboards. And we just played around with the spelling and sounds, and some of them don't know their ch from their sh. And oh my, it's very interesting. So we did a lot of that. I have a feeling that I will have several kids not pass this first quiz, and if they don't pass, I don't want to move them on. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do word study every 2 weeks. Let me know what you guys do. Like, do you do the same words for 1 week or 2 or what? I feel like maybe if I do it for 2 weeks, I was gonna say then I can give my kids who don't pass an extra week and then maybe they can catch up, but I still feel like then they'll only have 1 week to learn the new pattern. So I don't even know. We'll see how it goes. But I also introduced our new vocabulary prefix this week because we're doing building vocabulary. So I have to introduce that Mondays, and I also have to introduce our grammar skill Mondays, and then our normal reading lesson. Now, our grammar lesson is our writing lesson for Mondays, so at least there's not something extra there, but it just feels so much like we were go, 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 go. We have rhyme time after lunch, which is our intervention time, and like that's when my kids are supposed to be able to go on iExcel Reading Plus, like do their apps on their computer while I pull kids to my table and work on different things, and we haven't gotten to that yet. Like, we're still like finishing the lesson. Granted, like I said, I took up like 30 minutes to do word study, but I felt like I did such a poor job last week that I needed to do it this week, so that's fine. At least I got through everything that I needed to today. I am a little bit behind in math because I gave my kids an extra day last week before I gave my addition and subtraction assessment, which I'm totally okay with. So I started graphing a day later than the rest of my grade level, or so the plans say. But I feel pretty good about how I've been teaching it and where my kids are at. So I am going to end up giving them a quiz tomorrow. We're going to, well, I take that back. They turned in their packets today with bar graphs and picture graphs of one-step problems. So I'm gonna look through that, see how they've done. They've been grasping it pretty well though, because I've like, I don't know, I just feel like the way I go about things in math just is very helpful for where these kids are at. And so they do well with it. And then I'm going to teach them the two-step problems tomorrow. And then later in the day, I'm going to give them our little quiz, which is actually on SchoolNet. So I'm gonna have to teach them how to get online and how to do some from the screen to the paper. So that's gonna take a long time. But there's no math lesson in the plans. So, no, but I'll probably use all of math to do more word problems. So I really have to look through those packets tonight to see who I need to pull to my table tomorrow to work. And I might not do, I told them we'd do Power Hour, but which is my math centers, but I might not do them. I talked about them in my live. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you go head over there and give me a follow. I do go live every Sunday, and we just have random teacher night chat. Sometimes I curl my hair like I did last night. I know it's fallen a lot, but I didn't put any product in it, so at least it has like a nice wave, you know? It has something going on. I sometimes talk about my personal life, talk about some things that I would not put on YouTube, so you know. Head over there if you want the tea. Aha. Social studies. I really want the kids to understand where they live. These kids have trouble with that. So I've really broken down like continent, country, state, city, and we're doing this like slideshow, PowerPoint, me on the map, Google Slides that our kids did remote last year. And I really like how it breaks it down. We had this other citizenship packet that I've been supposed to be doing. I haven't done it, so maybe I'll do a little bit of that. I don't know. Social studies is one of those things that if I need to catch up in something, like I skip that and I use that time, which I know is terrible, but a lot of people incorporate that through reading. So like, and the things they're doing is reading and answering questions, which is awesome, and they need to do that, but it's hard. It's hard to find the right balance, you know? So yeah, I got my new student today and he was real sweet. I was real nervous in the morning because the office asked me to come down and come get him. And the way she said it, like, I was like, do you want me to come get him? And she goes, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh gosh, this kid is like bouncing off the walls. No, most well-mannered child I've met in a long time. So that was awesome. He fits right in. It was great. Really, I'm just trying to get my kids prepped for their first in-class assessment on Thursday. So today we like took time to highlight the keywords in our questions, which I kind of rushed through a little bit. But we're going to continue to do it every day, and I'm going to pull them for small groups. So for guided reading this week, I'm not going to do guided reading, and I didn't even get to it today. But I have this story, which is from I. Langton, 2015, The Appalicious Teacher. And it just has very basic in the text questions. So I want to show them while they're at my table how to go back in the text and prove where their answer is. But who is the story mainly about? What happens first? What does the word sketched mean? Where does the story mainly take place? What is Carla's problem? How is it solved? So everything that we've been teaching, just very simplified, and I'm gonna show them how to go back in the text. So that's what I'm gonna use this for. So I'm excited to do that. But that's what I'm going to do during small group this week, just so I can have them up close. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get some things together. I can't wrap my brain around everything right now, but I feel like there's other things I need to do. So I'm gonna get my things together. So thank you all so much for joining me. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you give it a thumbs up so it reaches as many teachers as possible. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. and leave a comment down below. Tell me how your year's going. I'm feeling really good. I'm happy. So I hope y'all are too. And I will see y'all in my next one. Thanks for watching.